training from the famous vocalist Pandit Satyanarayan Mishra. Niharika's training in bhajan singing is currently under the guidance of the renowned bhajan samrat Pandit Shri Anup Jalota ji. So she has the good fortune indeed of training with several masters, past and present. Niharika is simultaneously undergoing voice training with the famous classical vocalist Ustad Maqbool Hussain ji. Niharika is a live performer and a versatile singer and is able to sing across all genres of light music, film songs, devotional music, as well as ghazals. She is an All India Radio graded artist in the genre of ghazals and bhajan, and her contributions in these fields have been broadcast over the All India Radio regularly. Finally, Niharika is interested in academic research as well in the area of popular music and has presented papers, research papers on Bollywood music with a special emphasis on the theme of diaspora at national and international conferences. So I give you this evening Niharika Sinha. Mukta, could we request people to turn off their videos and audios? Otherwise, the load will be too much. We could crash.
Everybody is requested to switch off their videos so that you can have a better bandwidth. And I request the host to mute everybody. Thank you. Yes, Niharika, you can go on.
दिल नादा तुझे हुआ क्या है. Hello friends, it is indeed a wonderful opportunity for Instusen and especially Dr. Mugdha Karnik to have invited me to give a presentation on the ghazals of Ghalib. I'll be speaking a bit about his life, his career, about the ghazals. Also, I will be speaking regarding my album which has been released on Ghalib Ghazals called Hazaro Khwahishein, and I'll also sing a few ghazals from them. These are some pictures of Mirza Ghalib. So you all are acquainted with how he used to look. He was born on 27 December 1797.
Ms. Niharika, please make it full screen.
Sorry?
Please make it full screen. Full screen, please.
1 minute. Yeah, sorry, 1 minute, 1 minute. One minute, please. Is that fine?
Yes, fine.
Yeah. Just a minute, I'm not getting this panel off from the top.
Just fine, you don't have to worry.
No, 1 minute. No, 1 minute. I'm just, there's a panel coming right on top of the pic because of which I can't read it. Still getting that panel. Is it okay with this screen? Because if I'm making it a slideshow, I'm unable to see the top written, like what is written on the slide. I'm unable to see it if I'm going on the slideshow.
Excuse me, ma'am, but that panel will go off in a few seconds. You just have to wait for a few seconds after you press enter full screen.
Because I did share, it's not going up. There's a panel, black panel, which is coming.
With all the mute and unmute, right? You wait
Yes,
for a few
yes.
seconds, it will go off in a few seconds, ma'am.
You don't, you take away her co-hostship, so then she will not be disturbed. Okay. Now she has started sharing. Now you can stop making her host. Would that help, Rishi or Anirudh?
Anirudh, ma'am, just 1 second. But I think only hosts, co-hosts can present share screen.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
That top panel needs to go, that which is mute and...
Right now it's only one line, so you don't have to worry about it. Everybody has read it, so just go on talking.
Okay, we are having actually a belated birth celebration of Ghalib. I would like to introduce Ghalib as being synonymous with Urdu poetry. When we speak of Urdu poetry, the first name which comes in the mind of even a common man or a ghazal lover would be Mirza Ghalib. He is remembered for all his various famous ghazals. Even those who are not acquainted with his poetry love his ghazals. This is thanks to the various films and TV serials which have telecasted his ghazals, and they've become part of the culture of the Indian subcontinent. So Ghalib ghazals have been heard a lot by everybody. Some of his best known ghazals are Dile Nada Tujhe Hua Kya Hai, which I'm sure everybody must have heard. Hazaro Khwahishein Aisi, Ye Na Thi Hamari Qismat. I will be singing all of these ghazals later in the talk and even explaining the meaning of these ghazals. I shall introduce and sing the first few lines of all these ghazals. I would like that panel to be at the side wherein I can see my own face and the others. How do I get that, please?
Anirudh, please help her.
Yeah, I got it now. I just tried it and I got it. That panel has not still gone from the top, the black one, which Anirudh said would go off in 2 seconds.
It goes off in few seconds.
Okay. It's not gone off. It's okay. Getting back to Ghalib's best known ghazals, Dile Nada Tujhe Hua Kya Hai, Hazaro Khwahishein Aisi, Ye Na Thi Hamari Qismat. In this introduction, I'll just sing a line each of these ghazals so you again recollect them. Dile Nada Tujhe Hua Kya Hai, आखिर इस दर्द की दवा क्या है, दिल नादा तुझे हुआ क्या है, हजारों ख्वाहिशें ऐसी कि हर ख्वाहिश पे दम हजारों ख्वाहिशें ऐसी के हर ख्वाहिश पे दम निकले, ये न थी हमारी किस्मत के विसाल यार होता, ये न थी हमारी किस्मत के विसाल यार होता. Now, the actual name of Ghalib was Mirza Asadullah Ghalib. First, he started writing with the pen name Asad. Then he started writing with the name of Ghalib, which means overcoming or overpowering. The Aibak Turks were his ancestors. They all were soldiers who came to India from Central Asia. But definitely Ghalib was not a soldier. He was a poet, a writer of engrossing letters, a prose writer, a diarist. He was born in Agra, where the family had settled. At the age of 5, he lost his father and was later brought up by his uncle, who also passed away after some time. Later, he was taken care by his maternal grandfather. He was married off at a very early age of 13 to Umrao Begum. He then moved to Delhi, where he lived in rented houses all his life. He had 7 children, all of whom died in infancy. He had a lot of sorrows in his life, and one of that was that he had 7 children and none of them survived. His uncle's meager pension was his only source of income. And he depended on the British government and funding from the nobility, which was also not coming through. It was not very successful. He died a very poor man in a locality called Balimaran. That's a little bit about Ghalib. Ghalib had not received any formal education, but Mullah Absu Madad. He learned Arabic, Persian, logic from Mullah Abdu Samad. He had started writing in Urdu by the time he had moved to Delhi. Though Persian was the main language of the elite, he also started writing in poetry in Persian and winning praise for it. Because previously, when there was Persian and Urdu, it was Persian which was a language which was preferred by the elite. They used to hear shairis only in the language Persian. Later, Urdu became more popular. His first Persian poetry was published in 1845 as Mekhana-e Arzu. Ghalib was very fond of Persian and he chose it because he felt he could express himself better and there were more opportunities for doing that. The first version of his Urdu Diwan was published in 1841, which established him as one of the topmost Urdu poets of that era. He was only matched with the poet Sheikh Muhammad Ibrahim Zauq. You all might have heard of the poet Zauq. There were a lot of ghazals he has written, very famous ones. He was the poet laureate at the Mughal court during that time. Ghalib enriched his poetry with various symbols, images, and his best ashar. Now, ashar is a group plural for sher, that is stanzas. When a lot of shers are said, they are called ashar. So he used to enrich them with a lot of images and symbols. Some had philosophical appeal, and they would throb with profound sentiments that raised his ghazal to another level altogether. And Ghalib's poetry always stands out for his sparkling wit, as well as innovations in technique and in diction. Though he had a lot of sorrow in his life, but that did not dim his sparkling wit. That was always alive, and it was seen in all his ghazals which he wrote and all the other poetry and the diaries and the letters which he had written. There was always a touch of humor in that. Can I be stopped from being the co-host so that I don't see who is admitted each time? It's coming on the screen.
Yes, ma'am, just a second.
Yeah, please. Now, another aspect of Ghalib was during those times, he was also the mentor to the emperor. By 1850, Urdu was the language of the court. where Ghalib regularly participated in mushairas. There were a lot of mushairas being held, and Ghalib used to be a part of a lot of those mushairas. Bahadur Shah Zafar, who was the emperor at that time, he was the last Mughal emperor of India. And he was also an accomplished poet himself. You must have heard of his very famous ghazal which he had written, which a lot of singers sing, like Mehdi Hasan Saab, Baat Karni Mujhe Mushkil Kabhi Aisi To Na Thi. That's a very famous ghazal. It was written by Bahadur Shah Zafar. So Bahadur Shah Zafar, when he realized that Ghalib used to participate in various mushairas, he started acknowledging his talent and his achievements. And later, when his poet laureate of his court, Ibrahim Zauq, died, he appointed Ghalib as his poetry mentor. He was also simultaneously appointed as a historian of the Mughal court. That provided him with financial security. So he was a very multifaceted personality. He even became a historian of the court. And he was given titles such as Najmud-Dawla, Dabirul Mulk, Nizam Jang, and the title of Mirza Nausha. Mirza Nausha is from where he became Mirza Ghalib. Now, if you look at the final years of Ghalib, he fell seriously ill and he was very poor when he died. He died in 1869. He now lies buried in Nizamuddin, which is beyond the walled city of Delhi, and that is near the tomb of Saint Nizamuddin Aulia. If you look at his various works and list them down, there are a lot of divans and letters in Urdu, kulliyats of Persian poetry, Urdu-i Muala, a collection of letters. There's a criticism of a literary work, Teg Tez, then Katai Burhan. These are just the names of the various things which he has written, which would make us realize as to how talented he was. Besides just writing the ghazals, he wrote all these various things. Panj Ahang, a collection of occasional writings, a historical narrative, Mehre Neem Rose, because he had become the historian also at the court of the emperor. And Dastumbo, a literary account of 1857 that testifies his versatility and his rare artistic merit. So besides ghazal, he was able to do all these various things like writing Persian poetry, collection of various writings, and the historical narrative, and also a literary account of 1857, the mutiny. This you can see is Ghalib's house at Balimaran, Old Delhi. Now it's become like a museum. People go over there. There are some manuscripts. When you visit, you can read them. They've preserved it. This is Ghalib's tomb, even his wife's tomb. That's at Nizamuddin. Now we look at how Ghalib has been through the times, reflected in Indian films and television. You can see Nasiruddin Shah in serials and in films, in the film Mirza Ghalib, which I'm sure you must have heard of and seen on the YouTube. Lovers of Ghazal would have definitely done that. There's Bharat Bhushan playing Mirza Ghalib and Suraya playing the courtesan Chaudhary. A lot of plays also on Mirza Ghalib. I think that is Storm Altar. So Ghalib has been time and again been shown in Hindi films and television serials. The film Mirza Ghalib, which was on the life of Ghalib, was released in 1954. It won several national awards. It had won Filmfare Awards plus a lot of national awards in those times. The role of Ghalib was played by Bharat Bhushan, and Suraya played the role of the courtesan. It was called Chaudhary. Chaudhary means the full moon. The maestro Ghulam Muhammad is given the music in this film, and the songs were sung by Suraya ji, Talat Saab, Rafi Saab, all these great iconic singers had sung under the baton of Ghulam Muhammad. The story was written by Saadat Hasan Manto, and the script of this film was by Rajinder Singh Bedi. The great Sohrab Modi had directed this film. Now even this film has got songs like Dile Nada, Nuktachi Hai Ghame Dil. Nuktachi hai ghame dil, usko sunaye na bane. I'm sure you might have definitely heard this ghazal too. These are some of the pictures. Mirza Ghalib film, the posters. There's Bharat Bhushan, Suraiya. There's Iftikhar playing the role of Bahadur Shah Zafar. There's Chaudhary, the courtesan. Now the TV serial Mirza Ghalib, that was in 1988, many years after the film was released, a very major TV serial. It had become very popular. I'm sure many of you all, especially ghazal lovers, would have seen the serial. I think I've seen it many number of times. Recently also, I again saw it on the YouTube. It is timeless, the serial. Gulzar Saab has been the writer, director, producer of this series. Over here, Ghalib was played by Nasiruddin Shah. Tanvi Azmi was his wife. And Neena Gupta played the role of the courtesan Chaudhary. In this serial, all the ghazals were composed by Jagjit Singh, sung by him. His wife Chitra Singh and various other eminent ghazal singers had been a part of the serial. This again popularized the serial and the various songs, the various ghazals. Again, Dile Nadan, Hazaro Khwahishein, Ye Na Thi Hamari Kismat, these were all the ghazals which were part of this serial. Pictures of Mirza Ghalib. There's Neena Gupta, Chaudhary, Nasiruddin Shah playing Mirza Ghalib, Tanvi Azmi playing his wife. है और भी दुनिया में सुखनवर बहुत अच्छे कहते हैं कि गालिब का है अंदाज़ बयां, कहते हैं कि गालिब का है अंदाज़ बयां. Now this particular sher Ghalib himself had written, praising himself in the third person. It is that there have been a lot of poets have come and gone over the ages. Many very good poets, But Ghalib का है अंदाज़े बयां. वो जिस तरह से किसी शेर को लिखे हैं, जिस तरह से शेर को पेश किया गया है, लिखा गया है, वो बिल्कुल ही अलग है. उनका अंदाज़ ही अलग है. The style, the writing, the presenting of his ghazal has been totally different. Hence, Mirza Ghalib remains a poet par excellence even today. And he's relevant even today, 220 plus years, 223 years possibly, since Ghalib. But this is still that we remember his ghazals, we sing them. There are so many singers again singing new compositions of all these various ghazals. Sometimes they are part of some films also, these ghazals again. Gulzar Saab, I think, has been a very great fan of Ghalib poetry. And in his book, he has written, which I would like to mention, that Ghalib is very important for everyone. You should know him even if you are not familiar with his language. His poems, his lifestyle, his behavior, everything are a great inspiration. At a time when people used to carry their religion on their shoulders, Ghalib talked about humanity. The man lost 7 children and carried a huge sadness inside him. But despite that, he was known for his sense of humor. It's a very great thing about Ghalib. He was a very secular person and he talked about humanity. He was even an atheist. He did not believe in religion, but he just wanted to talk about humanity. And he had a lot of sadness in him, as I mentioned in my earlier slide, that he had lost 7 children. He was poor, he was not having enough funds, he had to struggle a lot. But in spite of that, he had never lost his sense of humor, as well as his wit and the shine in his writings, which made him Andaze Bayan Aur. That's why he had an Andaze Bayan Aur, as compared to any other poet. Ghalib wrote in several genres. As we have seen, he wrote poetry, he wrote prose, he wrote letters, he wrote various things. But his ghazals have generally been his best of his works. Let me tell you a little about ghazals. Normally, a ghazal consists of, say, anything 5 to 10 sher or couplets. And they all have a common meter, like they are in a beat of 6 or a beat of 8. They remain on a common beat. But they don't have a similar subject. That subject, it may start with something, it may move on to something else. It doesn't have a common subject. Urdu and Persian, ghazals were common in both these languages. Although, as I have mentioned earlier, in those days, Persian poetry always brought greater prestige to the poet. And hence, Ghalib preferred to compose in Persian until when he came to Delhi and he saw the growing taste of the Urdu verses. He also started participating in various mushairas and reciting his Urdu ghazals. And from 1820 onwards, he has been composing increasingly in Urdu. And now he's basically remembered mainly as a Urdu poet and for his Urdu writings. Let us look at the meaning of the word ghazal. If you look at the word in a dictionary, it's an Arabic word, which literally means actually talking to the lady love. But the poets have penned love verses with many kinds of poetry, like philosophical, metaphysical, religious. Like when they talk of lady love, it may be God. So it has got various interpretations. So that depends on the poet, the interpretation. It may not be only a love verse, but the actual meaning of ghazal is talking to the lady love. Now let me tell you a little bit about the form of the ghazal. Just a little bit, just for a little general information. Like as I mentioned earlier, ghazal is a collection of at least 4 shares and which are written in the same meter and same rhyme. Now the first share is called matla. The matla also has a given scheme of rhyme and a group of lines which are repeated. And in both the lines, but the other shares do not have a rhyming phrase in the first line. The matla has a rhyming phrase. We'll take the example of Dile Nada. Dile Nada tujhe hua kya hai? आखिर इस दर्द की दवा क्या है? हमको उनसे वफा की है उम्मीद जो नहीं जानते वफा क्या है. Now the rhyming words are there. Hua, dawa, wafa. These are called in a ghazal, these are called kafiya. And the phrase kya hai, which is continuously being repeated, is called the radif. Now in the ghazal, there are lots of shares, but the last share which is written is called a makta. And it has the signature of the poet. It is a takhallus. It's called the pen name of the poet, wherein he addresses himself or he speaks to others through a persona. that gives the ghazal a completion. You know that the ghazal has ended now, because there might be many shares, might be 15, 20 shares, but you know this is the last share now when it is when the poet's name is mentioned. Like in Dile Nadan, the Makta is मैंने माना कि कुछ नहीं गालिब, मुफ्त हाथ आए तो बुरा क्या हुआ. So here he is mentioning himself, that मैं कुछ भी नहीं हूँ, I'm nothing. But if somebody were to get me for free, if I'm just being given away, then why not? So he completed that ghazal by mentioning this in the sher, the Dile Nada ghazal. You must be seeing this poster, Hazaro Khwahishein. This is my album which has been just released on the ghazals of Ghalib. There are 8 ghazals in this album. I've just taken his famous ghazals so that there's a sense of identification when people hear it. I have with me as co-singer Pandit Anup Jalota ji. It has been a great fortune to have him part of this project, and he has been a mentor for this project. And I have also composed the ghazals for this album. The first time I have composed, and I thought I would do it with Ghalib ghazals, because I had always been wanting to compose Ghalib ghazals, and it has been going on since a long time. I started doing it the first time when I started singing on AIR, and we had to sing new compositions. That's when I started exploring the composing angle. I started taking Ghalib ghazals and trying to compose them and sing them. Now, the background of this album, I would like to say that, as I mentioned earlier, I always have been singing ghazals. But Ghalib has been my favorite. Hence, I thought I must work on this album. Previously, I thought of giving it to some other music director to compose, but I had certain rough sketches of the tune in my mind. Hence, I thought I should explore this area and start composing myself. Though I would like to say that I'm not a Urdu scholar, nor do I know much of Urdu, nor do I know much of theory of ghazals. But whichever ghazals I thought of singing, I made it a point to learn the exact talaffuz, which is the pronunciation of the words, plus the meaning of the words, so that I could emote well. Because basically ghazals is the ability to emote the thought of the poet musically. We are emoting the thought of the poet. So if you have composed it and sung it with the correct pronunciation, talaffuz, then the ghazal, the emotion of the ghazal gets transmitted to the listener. And one more thing, the compositions are, there's basically a traditional style of composing and traditional style of singing, like Begum Akhtar and Mehdi Hassan. They have a traditional style of singing wherein it is rag based, but there is a badhat of the rag wherein we explore the rag more. There are more variations in the singing. In the composition, we go on adding more of variations in the thoughts through various alaps and exploring the various phrases of the rag. But instead of doing that, I try to make it simple. Though some of them are rag based, it is rag based, but I've also taken the liberty of adding some other swar which was not there in that rag. And I've tried to simplify it. I've presented a simple ghazal, which is rag based, there are various chords over there, and I've kept the music arrangement contemporary, so that these ghazals also appeal to the younger generation, to the millennials, so that they are also able to identify and maybe understand our culture, our music culture of ghazals better, because many of them do not want to listen to traditional ghazals, not all of them. Hence, I thought I would make a small attempt of trying to compose contemporary ghazals. Even the music arrangement is modern. One more thing I would like to say in this is that the title of this ghazal has been very close to my heart. It is also a very personal thought that Hazaro Khwahishein. Even I have various aspirations. Some of them which have been fulfilled, some have not been fulfilled. They are on their way to be fulfilled. They may be, they may not be, but they are Hazaro Khwahishein. So I also, that's why I thought of this title as Hazaro Khwahishein rather than taking it as some other name like Andaze Bayan or something. I felt Hazaro Khwahishein was depicting the poet's emotion as well as somewhere inside me, I was feeling that it was relating to me. I've chosen 8 ghazals. And all of these ghazals have appeared in the Mirza Ghalib films as well as the serial. Dile Nadan Tujhe Hua Kya Hai. Then there's Har Ek Baat Pe Kehte Ho Tum Ke Tu Kya Hai. I tried to even take ghazals which the Urdu words are easier to understand. Maybe there may be a word or so in the middle which might be a difficult Urdu word. But most of these ghazals, the Urdu words are easier. Even the shares in the ghazals, there are various shares. I've tried to pick up the share or the couplet which was easiest to understand by the people. Dile Nadan had many, but I tried to pick up ones which were easier, which were more heard. Then there's Hazaro Khwahishein Aisi, Ye Na Thi Hamari Kismat. आह को चाहिए एक उम्र असर होने तक, फॉलोड बाय दिल ही तो है ना संगो खिश्त, इश्क मुझको नहीं वहशत ही सही, एंड दहर में नक्शे वफा. Now for this talk, I've selected 4 ghazals from my album, which I'll be speaking about explaining the rag on which I have based it. It may be a Mishra rag, and provide you with a summary of that, and also try to explain the meaning of the ghazal and the difficult words, what they mean in English. Now, the interpretation of these ghazals can be done very differently. Right now, I will be only talking about the actual meaning of each word. The first ghazal which I'll be presenting is Hazaro Khwahishein. I've based Hazaro Khwahishein on Rag Yaman. Now again, it's not purely Rag Yaman, it's a Mishra Yaman, means basically there'll be some phrases, some notes. Also, I might deviate from it and have some other notes in it, which might depict the emotion of the ghazal better. Yaman, as you all may be knowing, it's a very versatile rag. And it can depict a lot of emotions. There is Bhakti Ras, there is Shringar Ras in this, there are bhajans, ghazals, film songs, there are even qawwalis which are composed in Rag Yaman. So you can just modulate this rag, you can shape it as per the emotion of the song. You may add another strange note or another new note to the Yaman to make it sound little different and to depict that emotion better. That's why I felt that this Hazaro Khwahishein, which I feel is the most important ghazal of this album, I thought I wanted to do it in Rag Yaman because it's a very wonderful rag, melodious. It's very soothing to the listener. Now in this I have used Tivra Madhyam as a note in Rag Yaman. It's a very important note. I have used it to depict quite a few sentences in this ghazal where I've just highlighted some emotion by using Tivra Madhyam. Whereas I've also made it a little different by adding even a Shuddha Madhyam. So you can say it is Yaman or Yaman Kalyan. So it's when I say based on any rag, I don't mean it is totally taking up the rag. It is just taking up certain phrases as well as deviating from it again and singing some other phrases too along with it, and then again coming back to the main rag. I'll just sing a short alap in Rag Yaman. let me explain some of the difficult words, some difficult Urdu words which may be difficult to understand. Let us read through this ghazal first before I sing it. हजारों ख्वाहिशें ऐसी कि हर ख्वाहिश पे दम निकले, बहुत निकले मेरे अरमान लेकिन फिर भी कम निकले. Now हजारों ख्वाहिशें, 1,000 desires are there within me. All the desires are the ones which I would die for, which I would give my life for. बहुत निकले मेरे अरमान. Lot of these desires have been fulfilled and some of them I still earn for fulfillment. मोहब्बत में नहीं है फर्क जीने और मरने का, उसी को देखकर जीते हैं जिस काफिर पे दम निकले. In love, there is very little difference between living and dying. When you are in love, you are not thinking about life or death. There's little difference between that. उसी को देखकर जीते हैं जिस काफिर पे दम निकले. He has spent his life only, he has looked at the kafir, meaning the infidel, the unfaithful one, and he is willing to even die for her. His love, that is. So there's little difference between life and death, and उसी को देखकर जीते हैं जिस काफिर पे दम निकले. खुदा के वास्ते पर्दा ना काबे से उठा जालिम, कहीं ऐसा ना हो यहाँ भी वही काफिर सनम लिख दे. For the sake of God, please do not remove the veil or the parda from the Kaaba or tyrant. Zalim is tyrant. It may so happen that I will again see my unfaithful love over them. निकलना खुल्द से आदम का सुनते आए हैं लेकिन बहुत बेआबरू होकर तेरे कूचे से हम निकले. We have heard that Adam's expulsion from paradise, we all have heard that he was expelled from paradise many number of times. So Ghalib is comparing his humiliation to Adam, that with a lot more humiliation and shame I have left your street. So he is compared it कि बहुत बेआबरू होके तेरे कूचे से हम निकले, तुम्हारी गली से बहुत ही बेआबरू बेइज्जत होके हम निकले. जैसे आदम को निकाला गया था जन्नत से, उसी तरह हमें भी बहुत बेआबरू होके आपके कूचे से, आपकी गली से निकाला गया. I'll just sing this ghazal for you. Sorry, excuse me, today my throat is not up to the mark. I've got a lot of phlegm in the throat. हजारों ख्वाहिशें ऐसी कि हर ख्वाहिश पे दम निकले. हजारों ख्वाहिशें ऐसी कि हर ख्वाहिश पे दम निकले. बहुत निकले मेरे अरमान लेकिन फिर भी कम निकले. हजारों ख्वाहिशें ऐसी कि हर ख्वाहिश पे दम निकले. मोहब्बत में नहीं है फर्क जीने और मरने का. मोहब्बत में नहीं है फर्क जीने और उसी को देख कर जीते हैं, जिस काफिर पे दम निकले। उसी को देख कर जीते हैं, जिस काफिर पे दम निकले। बहुत निकले मेरे अरमान, लेकिन फिर भी कम निकले। हजारों ख्वाहिशें ऐसी, खुदा के वास्ते परदाना काबे से उठा जालिम। खुदा के वास्ते परदाना काबे से उठा जालिम। कहीं ऐसा न हो या भी वही काफिर सनम निकले। कहीं ऐसा न हो या भी वही काफिर सनम निकले। बहुत निकले मेरे अरमान, लेकिन फिर भी कम निकले। हजारों ख्वाहिशें ऐसी, निकलना खुद से आदम का सुनते आए हैं, लेकिन निकलना खुद से आदम का सुनते आए हैं, लेकिन बहुत बेआबरू होकर तेरे कूचे से हम निकले। बहुत बेआबरू होकर तेरे कूचे से हम निकले। बहुत निकले मेरे अरमान, लेकिन फिर भी कम निकले। हजारों ख्वाहिशें ऐसी कि हर ख्वाहिश पे दम निकले। हजारों ख्वाहिशें, हजारों ख्वाहिशें, हजारों ख्वाहिशें। That was Hazaro Khwahish in Yaman. Mishra Yaman. There was Yaman Kalyan with both the Madhyams. Now, instead of making it more traditional and giving a lot of more badhat and increasing the way you sing the various variation, I've tried to emote more. Like for example, Hazaro ख्वाहिशें ऐसी कि हर ख्वाहिश पे दम निकले. Instead of singing a single note or giving more embellishments, I just gave a small mean written call and so a small nuance just to emote the feeling of that particular line. In the same way, there are a lot of small things, small nuances over here which have been taken. Now the second ghazal which I will be speaking about and singing later is हर एक बात पे कहते हो तुम के तू क्या है. Now this ghazal has been based on Rag Charukeshi, roughly based, I might say. Now, Charukeshi is actually a rag which was not originally there in Hindustani music. It's not based on any particular thought or a particular style. It was then Carnatic music and it has been adapted into Hindustani music. But it's an extremely melodious rag and it is very exotic. This rag, exotic, intriguing, romantic, meditative, lot of feelings can be explored in this rag. Even in this rag, a lot of film songs, lot of ghazals have been composed in this rag. The Komal Dhaivat is a very important note in this rag and which I have also used in this rag to depict the romantic feel as well as the despair that har ek baat pe kehte ho tum ke tu kya hai. It's love and despair. I'll just sing one or two phrases in Charukeshi. Now let us go through this ghazal and also understand some of the meanings of some words which might be difficult Urdu words. हर एक बात पे कहते हो तुम कि तू क्या है, तुम ही कहो कि ये अंदाज़े गुफ्तगू क्या है. Means all the time you're doubting me, you're insulting me by saying who are you, who art thou. Please tell me what sort of talk, guftagoo, or what sort of talk is this in which each time you're insulting me and saying हर एक बात पे कहते हो तुम के तू क्या है. Then Ghalib says, चिपक रहा है बदन पर लहू से पैराहन, हमारी जेब को अब हाजत रफू क्या है. पैराहन means a dress, clothes, shirt, anything, whatever you are wearing. Jeb is collar. Hajat, need. Rafu, as you know, is darning. So he says his robes are full of blood. The dress is sticking to his body. So what is the fuss of now trying to darn my collar? Means already you have hurt me so much. Then what is the try of trying to pacify me? Why are you just darning the corner when my collar, when my entire body is filled with the blood which is there on the dress? रगों में दौड़ते फिरने के हम नहीं कायल, जब आंख ही से ना टपका तो फिर लहू क्या है. कायल is I'm not in favor of. He says I'm not in favor of the blood just running through the veins like how it does normally. Blood runs through our veins. He says it would mean only when the blood is coming out through the eyes, when it is dripping from the eye, that time I will feel it is yes. जब आंख ही से ना टपका तो फिर लहू क्या है. These are just various phrases of his despair, love and despair. जला है जिस्म जहां दिल भी जल गया होगा, कुरेदते हो जो अब राख जुस्तजू क्या है. Now the body is burnt, even my heart is burned. Then why are you raking up, poking my ashes? What is it you desire for? When each time you say that who I am, who am I? हर एक बात पे कहते हो तुम के तू क्या है. Okay. I'll make an effort to do justice to this beautiful ghazal now. हर एक बात पे कहते हो तुम कि तू क्या है, हर एक बात पे कहते हो तुम कि तू क्या है, तुम ही कहो कि अंदाज़े गुफ्तगू क्या है, हर एक बात पे कहते हो तुम कि तू क्या है। चिपक रहा है बदन पर लहू से पैराहन, चिपक रहा है बदन पर लहू से पैराहन, हमारी जेब को अब हाजते रफू क्या है, हमारी जेब को अब हाजते रफू क्या है, तुम ही कहो कि अंदाज़े गुफ्तगू क्या है, हर एक बात पे कहते हो तुम कि तू क्या है। जला है जिस्म जहाँ दिल भी जल गया होगा, जला है जिस्म जहाँ दिल भी जल गया होगा, कुरेदते हो जो अब राख जुस्तजू क्या है, कुरेदते हो जो अब राख जुस्तजू क्या है, तुम ही कहो कि अंदाज़े गुफ्तगू क्या है, हर एक बात पे कहते हो तुम कि तू क्या है, रगों में दौड़ते फिरने के हम नहीं कायल, रगों में दौड़ते फिरने के हम नहीं कायल, जब आँख ही से ना टपका तो फिर लहू क्या है, जब आँख ही से ना टपका तो फिर लहू क्या है, तुम ही कहो कि अंदाज़े गुफ्तगू क्या है, हर एक बात पे कहते हो तुम कि तू क्या है। So this was हर एक बात पे कहते हो तुम कि तू क्या है. Again I've used mean to depict the emotion. कि तू क्या है, हर एक बात पे ये each time I'm using the Komal Dhaivat over here to depict this particular despair which he feels, the love and the despair. The next ghazal is absolutely a very, very popular ghazal which has been sung so many times in so many films, like even in Razia Sultan they had adapted Dile Nada. Then it was there in various serials and films. I have based it loosely on Rag Bhupali. I wouldn't say it is fully Rag Bhupali. I have used many other notes in it, but general structure is of Rag Bhupali. Because it's a very soft, very tranquil song. It's supposed to like make you feel very soft and serene. Hence, I thought I should use the Bhupali notes. Even Bhupali has got various moods to it. It may be happy, thoughtful, devotional. There are so many bhajans which have been composed in Bhupali. At the same time, there are even ghazals. So it depends on how you're using the phrases and the way you're emoting and what sort of embellishments you're giving to the notes. Because usually Bhupali is but I've also used other notes in this particular ghazal. Now let us go through the words and the meaning. दिले नादा तुझे हुआ क्या है, आखिर इस दर्द की दवा क्या है. These are simple words that, oh innocent heart, what has happened to you? What is the medicine for this ache, this love which I'm feeling, this ache because of the love? Dile Nadan, his heart is innocent, so it doesn't know what to do. It doesn't know what has happened to it. हमको उनसे वफा की है उम्मीद जो नहीं जानते वफा क्या है. I'm hoping for love and faithfulness from a person who doesn't know the meaning of being faithful, who doesn't know the meaning of love. So what do I do, O innocent heart? हम हैं मुश्ताक और वो बेजार, या इलाही ये माजरा क्या है. I am anxious and desirous, but he's cold, morose, sullen. Sorry, she is cold, morose, sullen. Oh God, ilahi ye majra, what is this mystery that I am so anxious, but she is not responding to me. She is very morose. She is sulking. What do I do, O innocent heart? जबकि तुझ बिन नहीं कोई मौजूद, फिर ये हंगामा खुदा क्या है. Besides you, there's no other person I love in this world. Then why is all this noise being made? Why is all this racket, this ruckus being done? What is all this, oh God? Let me sing this for you. दिल नादा तुझे हुआ क्या है, दिल नादा तुझे हुआ क्या है, दिल नादा तुझे हुआ क्या है. आखिर इस दर्द की दवा क्या है, दिल नादा तुझे हुआ क्या है. हमको उनसे वफा की है उम्मीद, हमको उनसे वफा की है उम्मीद, जो नहीं जानते वफा क्या है, जो नहीं जानते वफा क्या है, आखिर इस दर्द की दवा क्या है, दिल नादा तुझे हुआ क्या है। हम हैं मुश्ताक और वो बेजार, हम हैं मुश्ताक और वो बेजार, या इलाही माजरा क्या है, या इलाही माजरा क्या है, आखिर इस दर्द की दवा क्या है, दिल नादा तुझे हुआ क्या है। जबकि तुझ बिन नहीं कोई मौजूद, जबकि तुझ बिन नहीं कोई मौजूद, फिर ये हंगामाए खुदा क्या है, फिर ये हंगामाए खुदा क्या है, आखिर इस दर्द की दवा क्या है, दिल नादा तुझे हुआ क्या है, दिल नादा तुझे हुआ क्या है। Now we shall go on to the last ghazal of this presentation. This is a composition in Rag Mishra Bhairavi. Now Bhairavi, we would say, it's called as the queen of melodies, because you can sing all the 12 notes, the komal notes, the shuddha notes, the tivra note, any note can be sung and adapted in Rag Bhairavi. You can just add them on to the main phrases of Bhairavi, and it absolutely mesmerizes the audience. It has got the possibilities are immense, and countless possibilities are there in this. There are countless possibilities when we sing Bhairavi, when we use Bhairavi for singing a bhajan, ghazal, thumri, film song, any sort of song, or any madhyale, khayal, anything is appealing when we sing it in Bhairavi. It's also used as a concluding piece in any concert. Hence, I thought I should sing this ghazal at the end, as it's in Bhairavi. I'll just sing a short alap in Bhairavi, just to get into the mood of Bhairavi. Let's go through the words and the meaning. ये न थी हमारी किस्मत के विसाले यार होता. This ghazal I've sung it as a duet with Pandit Anup Jalota ji. Plus I will also release it as a single with only a solo with only my voice in it. ये न थी हमारी किस्मत के विसाले यार होता, अगर और जीते रहते यही इंतजार होता. That was not in my fate, it was मेरी किस्मत में नहीं था that I could meet my lover, कि मैं उसको मिल सकूं. अगर और जीते रहते यही इंतजार होता, अगर मैं और जीती तो भी मुझे यही इंतजार रहता. The same desire I would feel even then, even if I were to live longer. But it was never in my fate to meet my lover, to be one with him. ये कहाँ की दोस्ती है कि बने हैं दोस्त नासे, कोई चारा साज होता, कोई गम गुसार होता. Like what sort of a friendship is this? दोस्त बने हैं नासे. Nase is advisors, that my friends have become my advisors. They're only advising me. Where are the people who are my chara saz? मेरे गम गुसार कहाँ गए? Who are the gum gusar is who are the people who will sympathize with me. Chara saz are the people who will heal me. कहाँ गए हैं वो जो मेरे गम को भुला पाऊँ मैं, who will sympathize with me? Where are all those friends? Now all my friends have only become advisors. कहूँ किससे मैं क्या है, शबे गम बुरी बला है, मुझे क्या बुरा था मरना अगर एक बार होता. Saying whom should I go and narrate all my sorrows of the evening? Whom do I go and narrate to? Because all my friends have become my advisors. They're only advising me. They are not helping me out. They are not easing my pain. Who do I go to? And if it was only dying once, it was okay. Now being away from my love, it's like I'm dying each day. I would not have resented this death had it only been once. But ये बार बार हो रहा है. मुझे क्या बुरा था मरना अगर एक बार होता. कोई मेरे दिल से पूछे तेरे तीरे नीम कश को, ये खलिश कहाँ से होती जो जिगर के पार होता. Now neem, the meaning of neem is something which is in the middle. Kash is when you draw it. And tire neem kash meaning a half drawn arrow. The arrow which has been kept, it's only half drawn. It's not been released. So his sorrow is like a half drawn arrow. So he would have felt to have been better. I would have felt this pain if it had pierced my heart totally, but it didn't pierce my heart. It came only halfway through. It was only a half drawn arrow. And there was nobody to sympathize with me. All my friends had become my advisors. Now let us hear this ghazal. I'll make an attempt to bring forth the emotion in it. ये न थी हमारी किस्मत कि विसाल यार होता. ये न थी हमारी किस्मत कि विसाल यार होता. अगर और जीत रहते, अगर और जीत रहते यही इंतजार होता. ये न थी हमारी किस्मत के विसाल यार होता. ला 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 ला. ये कहाँ की दोस्ती है कि बने हैं दोस्त नासे. ये कहाँ की दोस्ती है कि बने हैं दोस्त कोई चारा साज होता, कोई हम गुसार होता, कोई चारा साज होता, कोई हम गुसार होता। अगर और जीत रहते, अगर और जीत रहते, यही इंतजार होता। ये न थी हमारी किस्मत के विसाल यार होता। कहूँ कैसे मैं के क्या है शब गम बुरी बला है। कहूँ कैसे मैं के क्या है शब गम बुरी बला है। मुझे क्या बुरा था मरना, मुझे क्या बुरा था मरना, अगर एक बार होता। ये न थी हमारी किस्मत के विसाल यार होता। कहूँ कैसे मैं के क्या है शब गम बुरी बला है। मुझे क्या बुरा था मरना, अगर एक बार होता। ये न थी हमारी किस्मत के विसाल यार होता। कोई मेरे दिल से पूछे तेरे तीर नीम कश को, कोई मेरे दिल से पूछे तेरे तीर नीम कश को, ये खलिश कहाँ से होती जो जिगर के पार होता। ये खलिश कहाँ से होती जो जिगर के पार होता। अगर और जीत रहते, अगर और जीत रहते, यही इंतजार होता। ये न थी हमारी किस्मत के विसाल यार होता। ये न थी हमारी किस्मत के विसाल यार होता। Thank you, friends. I hope you must have liked this session, and I hope you all have enjoyed these ghazals and have understood them. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. It was an amazing session. Thank you
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Ma'am, we'll wait for some questions. We have about
Sure.
4 minutes.
No problem.
Participants can ask the questions in the chat box.
Ma'am, there are a lot of compliments. Lovely session.
Thank you. Sorry, my voice was little. This thing I have a problem in the voice. Change of climate, na little थोड़ी सी खराश थी.
Some want some more ghazals.
I can't read any of the questions though. Where are they?
Ma'am, if you stop screen sharing now, there is a
Stop
option.
share. One
Yeah.
I'll say stop share.
Yeah, and there is an option for chat. If you
Okay.
hover down the mouse,
Okay.
there is an option for chat.
Okay. Thank you.
Ma'am, Lagbir Verma ji asks, besides Ghalib, who else have you sung?
Actually, the album I've released till now is only of Ghalib, but I keep singing any ghazal of any shair. It's not anything particular. Nothing in particular as such. But I basically sing more of Ghalib ghazals. But I sing any ghazal like any Jagjit Singh ghazal which has got various shairs. Any ghazal, there's no problem.
Nia Mayani ji is saying that she has already followed your album on Spotify.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much, all of you. Thank you.
Keshav Sharma ji asks, is there any ghazal that depicts the witty, humorous aspect of Ghalib?
I'll have to. The witty, actually, all of these things are little tongue in cheek only. It's not directly witty. I don't think there's any directly witty ghazal. When we say wit, I think everything is little tongue in cheek. I'll have a look at this again, definitely. As I said, I'm not an Urdu scholar. I've just taken up a few of the ghazals, but I definitely feel in most of his ghazals, it's a little tongue in cheek. I hope you all have understood, like after hearing the meaning of the ghazal, I hope little bit, I think you would have liked to hear the ghazal better probably.
Ma'am, Lagbir ji asks, which is your favorite Ghalib and Fez's ghazal?
My favorite Ghalib ghazal is Dile Nadan and Hazaro Khwaishein. Fairs offhand, I'm not remembering. There was some ghazal, I'm not remembering offhand. Tell him to name some few ones. In fact, there was a ghazal, I'm not remember, there was one Faiz Ahmed Faiz, very good ghazal, because he is also actually depicting a lot of political issues through his ghazals. Faiz Ahmed Faiz. I've not done much of study in that area. Lagbiji, you only mentioned some of Faiz's famous ghazals. I'm not getting it just now offhand. There's one ghazal I remember. Faiz Ahmed Faiz.
बात करनी मुझे मुश्किल ऐसी न
That was Bahadur Shah Zafar.
Bahadur Shah Zafar, sorry.
That was Bahadur Shah Zafar. That's a very, very lovely ghazal of Bahadur Shah Zafar. And it's been sung so many times. Mehdi Hassan and various. It's very, very beautiful, that ghazal. Lakhbiji, please tell me some Faiz ghazal. There was, I'm not lately, I'm not, I've been so deeply involved in singing these ghazals of Ghalib and preparing the past 2 years. I've not touched into many of the ghazals have been left out. No, I've not even been singing many of them. I've been only singing these. There is was a Faiz Ahmed Faiz, there is some ghazal which I was singing previously. Lagdesh ji, please tell me. आए कुछ अब्र कुछ शराब आए, गुलों में रंग भरे, and all those ghazals are there.
गुलों में रंग.
And even
Yes.
आपकी याद आती
मेहदी
रही रात
हसन.
भर. Yeah, and even आपकी याद आती रही रात भर.
मेहदी.
आपकी.
In fact, Mehdi Hasan has sung a lot of Faiz.
Yeah. आपकी याद आती रही रात भर was even in that film. I think it was in Gaman with Jaydev Saab's music. I think आपकी याद आती रही रात भर. And even Gulo Mein Rang Bhare, which has been sung so many times. Faiz Ahmed Faiz, lot of Faiz Ahmed Faiz ghazals are there. Lot of ghazals are there. So I would say, in fact, if he's asking me which is your favorite Faiz ghazal, Lagdesh ji, I would say it is Aapki Yaad Aati Rahi Raat Bhar. It had gone off my mind, that ghazal.
Yeah, so that gives me your frame of mind for your likes. So it's more romantically inclined. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
And not only that, like as I said, I've been so involved in singing these Ghalib ghazals lately everywhere that I've lost touch. When I have been singing these also, but they are not immediately, when you ask me, it's not coming in my mind. I just looked up, I remember, Aapki Yaad Aati Rahi, Aaye Kuch Abr Kuch Sharab Aaye. And even Gulo Mein Rang Bhare has been now used in so many films also again.
It is also used in Haider.
Yeah,
by
that only
Hadi
by, yes, Haider,
Yes.
it has been used. It has been again sung again by various singers with the same.
Especially और भी गम है दुनिया में मोहब्बत के सिवा.
Lot of ghazals are there. Yeah, there's so many poets and so many ghazals like Ahmad Faraz, Ranjishi Sahi, which everybody sings. I would say even Ahmad Faraz and Ranjishi Sahi is one of my very favorite ghazals, along with Dile Nadan and Hazaro Khwahishein. Or any other questions regarding the ghazals which I sang or something?
If Niharika ji can sing Ranjishi Sahi or just now the couple of, just hum a couple of lines.
Now Ranjishi Sahi again was composed in Yemen.
You can just sing.
Yeah, I know. I will sing. No, I'm just saying that it is a very popular rag.
Yeah.
रंजिशी सही दिल ही दुखाने के लिए रंजिशी सही आप से मुझे छोड़ के जाने के लिए आप से मुझे छोड़ के जाने के लिए रंजिशी सही कुछ तो मेरे पिंदारे मोहब्बत का भरम रख कुछ तो मेरे पिंदारे मोहब्बत का भरम रख तू भी तो कभी मुझको मनाने के लिए रंजिशी सही दिल ही दुखाने के लिए रंजिशी सही
Is it possible? Is it possible for Niharika to sing one more, or are you running short of time in Susan?
Ma'am, we are 6 minutes past 7.
Yes.
But I think we can accommodate one more ghazal.
दिल भरा नहीं है
Peter has a request. मेरे
हम
हम
नफस
नफस
में
मेरे
हम
हम
नवा।
नवा.
हाँ
1 minute. Huh? One minute, I'll just do the. Right now, I'm just singing only with the tanpura, so whatever best, there's no other accompaniment. मेरे हम नफस मेरे हम नवा मेरे हम नफस मेरे हम नवा मुझे दोस्त बन के दगा न दे मेरे हम नफस मेरे हम नवा मुझे दोस्त बन के दगा न दे मैं हूँ दर्द इश्क से जाँ बलब मैं हूँ दर्द इश्क से जाँ बलब मुझे जिंदगी की दुआ न दे मेरे हम नफस मेरे दाग दिल से है रोशनी इसी रोशनी से है जिंदगी मेरे दाग दिल से है रोशनी इसी रोशनी से है जिंदगी मुझे डर है ऐ मेरे चारागर ये चराग यूं ही बुझा न दे मेरे हम नफस One minute, my battery has gone down. मेरे हम नफस मेरे हम नवा मुझे दोस्त बन के दगा न दे मेरे हम नफस I've not sung this since long. I just hummed a few lines. Welcome, welcome, always welcome. Thank you so much.
It was wonderful, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. A big
Bye.
Thank you.
Have a great Sunday evening. Thank you so much.
Yes, y'all. Bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
I thank,
Bye.
I thank all the participants. I thank you, ma'am. I'll end the meeting now.
Thank you.